Do you realize that this bunch of nobodies knows what the One Piece is? The worst part is that these guys found the One Piece and then disappeared, even knowing the greatest secret in the history of fiction. That's why I ask you, where are the pirates of Goldie Roger? What are they doing these days? Come with me, and I'll show you. Goldie Roger. Before talking about the lesser known ones, we need to mention those that everyone already knows. After conquering everything on the seas, Roger discovered that he had contracted an incurable disease. He was literally going to die. With his grave already waiting for him, he decided to set out on his last journey, to find the One Piece. It was the most sensational journey of Roger's life, where he witnessed just how vast the world he sailed was. After finding this treasure, he disbanded his crew and said goodbye to them all at once. Before he died, Roger still had time to meet a woman named Portgas de Rouge. He spent his last moments with her and got her pregnant, resulting in the birth of little Portgas de Ace. A few days after that, he could have died beside his beloved, but he chose to shock the world. Roger surrendered to the Marines, even knowing that the government would say that their sailors had captured him by their own merit. His goal was simple: to show the world that wealth, fame, and power were hidden in that place, the Grand Line, thus ushering in the great era of pirates. Unfortunately, he was killed shortly afterward, with a smile on his face. Silver's Ryley. Ryley was Roger's first mate and his great friend. Shortly after that, he went to Sabaody, where he married the former queen of Amazon Lily, who was Shaki. She opened a tavern in Sabaody while he began working on coating ships and wandering around the islands of this world. One day, he was surprised by the Straw Hat crew. Ryley quickly bonded with Luffy and his companions, even going so far as to fight an admiral to save them. After that, he trained Luffy for 2 years, enabling the boy to use all 3 types of haki. Shortly thereafter, he said goodbye to Luffy and returned to his normal life, until suddenly he learned that the government was attacking Amazon Lily. When he arrived, he found none other than Blackbeard, causing chaos. Thanks to his incredible presence as the first mate of the Roger Pirates, he made Teach flee the island, and today he finds himself on Amazon Lily. Kozuki Odin. Odin was essential for the crew to reach the last island. Thanks to his ability to read the poneglyphs, Odin was able to decipher the 4 road poneglyphs to chart a route to the mysterious Last Island. After discovering the truth about the world through the One Piece, he returned to his homeland with the hope of opening Wano's borders to await the arrival of the new Joy Boy. However, things did not go as planned. Wano was dominated by Kaido of the 100 Beasts and Kurozumi Orochi. Odin knew it would be extremely difficult to take back his country by force, so he made a deal with Orochi to spend 5 years dancing semi-nude in exchange for the shogun's throne at the end of those 5 years. But obviously, this was all a lie. Orochi and Kaido betrayed their promise to Odin, which ultimately led to a battle between them. Unfortunately, Odin lost and was sentenced to death in the boiling pot. To allow his vassals to escape, he sacrificed himself, dying in the hope that the new generation would change this situation in the future. Scupper. This is a guy who is still alive and will undoubtedly be of great importance moving forward. Whenever the Roger Pirates have been portrayed in the story, 3 of them have always stood out more. Among them are Roger and Ryley, who are obviously the main ones, but we also have Scupper. This guy's power is so incredible that during the battle between the Whitebeard Pirates and the Roger Pirates, he fought against Odin for over a day, who, as we know, is a pirate almost at the level of a Yonkou. Despite always being present during the most important moments, we have no clue where he ended up. The most accepted theory to this day is that he is the man with the burn scar. The man with the burn scar is a mysterious figure who many say is the guardian of the last poneglyph, the location of which remains unknown. This makes a lot of sense, as it would be a way for him to uphold his captain's legacy and ensure that whoever finds this treasure is truly the one Roger was hoping for. Buggy was just a mere apprentice in the crew. He didn't go to Laugh Tale with the crew, as he stayed on an island with Shanks. After the crew dissolved, his idea was to join Shanks and make him the new Pirate King. But since Shanks didn't want that, he became frustrated and set off for the East Blue. There, Buggy committed abominable acts, even going so far as to impose his own laws on an island, resulting in mass destruction of several houses. This led to him being defeated by Luffy and his companions. Buggy was subsequently imprisoned in Impel Down, where he spent months until he took advantage of a prison break to escape. due to the fact that he was a former crew member of Roger's crew and for achieving great feats amid the chaos, he was called to be one of the Shichibukai serving the government. He accepted, but after the government abolished the Shichibukai system, fate led Buggy to ally with Mihawk and Crocodile to found the Cross Guild, an organization that directly opposes the Marines. Because of all this, he is now a Yonku, but a Yonku who takes a lot of beatings, mind you. Shanks. Like Buggy, red-haired Shanks was also just an apprentice in the crew. As I mentioned before, he didn't go to Laugh Tale and refused to follow the same path to becoming the pirate king that his captain had taken. It was then that he embarked on a journey to form the Red-Haired Pirates, a crew that would demonstrate camaraderie while sailing the islands of this world. However, things changed. Somehow, Shanks knew that the Gomu Gomu no Mi being transported by the government was actually Nika's fruit, the sun god. He stole this fruit and shortly thereafter set off for the East Blue. Some say he went there to deliver the fruit to Ace, the boy he believed to be the future Joy Boy. But fate had it that this fruit was eaten by Monkey D. Luffy, who upon consuming the fruit made Shanks realize that this boy was, in fact, the next Joy Boy. Another mysterious thing about him is that he suddenly appeared in the Hall of Marijois, in the presence of the 5 Gorosei, who received him warmly and even listened to him talk about a certain pirate captain. He has also shown personal interest in Blackbeard, wanting to do everything he can to thwart his movements. Shanks is constantly on the hunt for this pirate because he knows his true level of danger. While he hasn't found him yet, Shanks ended up going to one of his territories, Elbaf. There, he was surprised by the presence of kids pirates, and it only took a swing of his sword to put an end to the fun. After that, he went to a place that, at this moment, we still don't know. Crocus? This guy's so old that he was already working when Roger was just a novice. He lived in the Twin Cape Lighthouse, right at the entrance to the Grand Line. It was there, 50 years ago, that he encountered the Rumbar pirates and stayed with the whale Laboon while they traveled through the Grand Line, as it would be a very dangerous journey for the whale. Crocus stayed there, waiting with her for the return of the Rumbar, but, as we know, they never came back. Decades later, the Roger pirates went to see Crocus, wanting him to come aboard their ship, as Captain Roger was sick, and only Crocus would be able to treat this illness, so that Roger could extend his life a little longer. Since he wanted to know what happened to the Rumbar pirates, he joined Roger's crew and made it to the One Piece. After that, the crew disbanded, and he returned to the Twin Cape Lighthouse. He stayed there for several years, until he received a visit from the Straw Hat crew. After going through some hardships with them, Crocus was moved to see that this could be the crew that Roger had long awaited. And so, Crocus is still there to this day. Sunbell is the Triton of Roger's crew. He appeared very little in the story, but whenever the crew shows up, he is present, which indicates that he was one of the strongest. Furthermore, in the battle against the Whitebeard pirates, he was in charge of fighting none other than Vista, the powerful swordsman who faced Draco Mihawk himself during the Marineford War. After the crew disbanded, we could even presume that he returned to Fishman Island, but it's hard to say for sure since he doesn't appear in either the flashback of Hody Jones or the Fishman Island arc. Therefore, we can assume that he is wandering around, enjoying the free life that a pirate so desires. Nozudon. This guy is even more unknown. However, he was mentioned in the battle against the Whitebeard pirates and even fought against none other than Jozu, a commander who even faced admirals during the Marineford War. Unlike Sunbell, he doesn't even have a distinctive race that would allow us to guess his current whereabouts. But here's a question. Since he, Gaban, and Sunbell are the main members of the crew who are still missing, what's stopping these 3 from being reunited? Comment down below what you think about that. Now I want to know where you're headed. So, are you going to subscribe to this channel or just pass by without becoming one of the crew members of Nerdficando? Click that little button. It's super quick. It doesn't cost anything, takes no more than 2 seconds, and it keeps you updated on the channel's content. That's it. Thank you for everything. A big hug, and see you next time.